Hey guys, and welcome to a quarantine diary with my cousin Shami. Yeah, we thought we'd do something a little bit different to what either of us do on our channels. We thought we'd share a bit about what we've been getting up to in quarantine, what's worked for us, and what's just failed epically in terms of keeping us motivated and keeping us sane and things like that. So yeah, we thought we'd share some of that with you guys. Let us know in the comments below, or get in touch with either of us to let us know what you guys have been up to in quarantine. If you found a new hobby or found something that's just distracted all of your time, let us know. Also, let us know if you want us to do another one of these. We're just trialing it out. If you enjoy it, let us know, and maybe we'll record another one as well. But yo, Shamir, how's it going, man? You all good?
Good man, all good.
All
Just
good, all good.
keeping lockdown. Well, now
Yeah,
we can
man.
go outside, unlimited exercise.
Well, yeah, now it's unlimited, right? Thing is, how much exercise can you do in a day? I don't really know.
I know, right?
Like, you don't go gym more than one
Well,
time once a day, right?
exactly. So I was doing exercise and I'd go on bike rides, gone for runs.
Yeah.
However, fell off my bike, hit a rail,
Oh,
and my
jeez.
handles hit a rail, and just threw me off the bike. Scraped both my knees, arms, everything for a little while. Nothing too major. And then now I've just recently just gone started running again,
Yeah.
trying to get like back to usual type of health conditions.
Yeah.
Just ran, what was it? Let me quickly check. I think it was like a 8:33 per mile.
Yeah, but I guess like exercise is one of the things that I guess more people have started doing. I
Yeah,
feel like
exactly.
before people wouldn't have, you know, made the time, and maybe it's that's just a time thing. People have the time now to
Yeah,
do exercise, but I feel like
exactly.
more people are exercising, which can only be a good thing, right?
Yeah, like I figured there's no such thing as not having enough time. I guess you like create the time, and now people haven't had work or like other people to distract them. They've kind of freed their time up to be able
Yeah.
to exercise and to fulfill their time during quarantine.
I think people have also gone the other way as well. And I think you're going to
Yeah.
get people that come out of quarantine that are like hench and absolutely toned. And then you're going to get other people that have just put on like 3 stone in
Yeah,
quarantine
literally.
through snacking and stuff like that. But like what stuff has been like keeping you sane in quarantine?
So I guess just like keeping a routine throughout the days. So like I keep like a schedule that helps me keep like the routine keep
Okay.
like carrying on. So in the schedule, like, let's pull it up for example. So I wake up at 6:45 now. I used to be 5 a.m. wake up, but we'll get into that.
Yo,
So now I wake up
joys. All right.
at
5
6
a.m. wake up.
6:45 now. Uh, get ready. I'm a recent uni grad, so in global business management, got a first.
All right.
Um,
Plug it away.
so just been like applying to jobs and stuff, and then
Yeah.
what I have like set scheduled like every day is obviously breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then meditation, working out, Skillshare. That's been like a new thing, and
Interesting. Okay.
reading.
Okay.
And yeah, just like a night routine.
What you been reading?
So I actually, this is a whole topic actually, because I've been into audiobooks and I was listening to, let's get the full name, it was Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. So I'm like halfway through that. And then I kind of just like switched it up just to keep my sanity during lockdown and try something different of reading because I've seen how it allows you to be more imaginative when reading and also concentrate more because whilst you're listening to audiobooks, it's very easy to get lost in what you're doing because you can do multiple things at a time. So you won't really be concentrating on what's being said.
Yeah.
Because reading needs like your full attention. And I'll do it on my MacBook, so on Books app and I'm actually reading Sapien now. I've just started, and
Okay.
it's
I've seen
good
like a million
because
people read that book.
yeah, and it's good because that's a hard read, so you can long
Yeah.
press a word and it gives you like the whole definition.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah, man.
I used to read like a lot of books like that as well. Like, you
Yeah,
mentioned the persuasion book. I remember reading like things like How to Win Friends and Influence People and stuff like
yeah,
that.
that's a good book. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I I actually stopped reading books like that. And
okay,
the reason I did that was like, so in my job and the kind of work that I do, uh, a lot of the lessons and things they talk about are very relatable to the type of work I do. And what I used to do when reading it, I always used to think about like a work scenario that I was
yeah,
in
yeah,
or might be in, with people, on my project or piece of work and stuff like that. And then I used to feel like every time I read, I used to always just think about work. Whereas
right,
actually,
yeah,
I was reading, on the weekends or on the train home or something, and I wanted reading to be like an escape from work rather than to just
right,
constantly remind me of work
right,
situations or things that
yeah,
frustrated me and stuff like that. And so I went completely the opposite way, and I decided to like start reading like murder mysteries and stuff like that just to like transport me into like a different world.
yeah,
I found that like a really good escape. Um, but
yeah.
yeah,
So I
it's
think,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think you do that because you're like fully got like you're into your career right now, and I'm
Yeah,
kind of like in the stepping stones of learning about those things and like
yeah.
the reality of applying those things as well. Like you can apply them in day-to-day talks with people and stuff.
Mm,
However, when you're like working, then you don't want to be thinking of work and how to apply what you've learned from these types of self-help, self-improvement type books.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think with those types of books, I think you can often, as much as, and I think you hit the nail on the head. You mentioned that, right? You can read about a lot of this stuff, but the way you
Mm,
improve on it as yourself is by
yeah,
practicing it and putting yourself or either being in situations where you have to react in a certain way or persuade someone to do something. But that doesn't and some people get lost in it, right? Kind of going that it has to be like a corporate job that they do it in. This doesn't
yeah,
these rules that they're talking about in these books apply for any job, right?
yeah, exactly.
It's not just bankers or whatever, or I don't know,
No, yeah,
um CEOs or anything like that. The rules that they talk about are applicable for everyone. But that's cool. But how have you found like a routine? Because I think that's one thing that maybe some people might be finding difficult. Like when you've got particularly maybe people who've been furloughed or aren't working and you're just
mm.
kind of at home. Like how do you keep yourself like tied to that routine, right? Because it's easy to be like, you know what? Bun gym today. I can't be bothered, or I'm not going to exercise today, or I'm not going to read today. Like,
It's very easy.
how do you like keep yourself like on it? How do you like discipline yourself
Well,
to do it?
I guess that goes back to what I mentioned before, like the 5 a.m. wake ups and stuff. So
Mm,
in second year university and third year, I used to live at home and had to travel to London for university because that's where it was based.
yeah,
And I had to wake up at 5 a.m. and then get the train at 6:15, no,
yeah,
6:31, arrive at 10 past or 5 past 8, and then head to uni, be early at uni. So I guess I created that discipline. Then I carried that through not having to wake up at 5 a.m., but choosing to wake up at 5 a.m.,
yeah,
waking up before everyone else. It's shown to improve like leadership and confidence to do more in your day, like how you start your day. Because I used to wake up at 5, go to the gym, then come back and then just start my day.
yeah,
I'd be on if I was working because I have a part time job. That was if I was working at started work at 9 o'clock, or if I started work at 6 o'clock, or if I started work at 12 o'clock. Like it didn't matter. Every day was 5 a.m. wake up, and that I guess that increased the discipline and just the overall because I've seen an improvement in my discipline. I'm more able to stay focused on things and commit to something now.
yeah,
And I guess yeah, like keeping sane via a routine. I guess you just gotta look at your goals and what you want to become. Because not everyone wants to become like a leader or like an entrepreneur or like grind heavy. Like
yeah.
some people just want to just like an easy, like unstressful life, like 20, 30K. Yeah, like that's fine.
It's fine, right? I
But
think we live in
it's
a we live in a society now where I think we've actually gone too much the other way, where it's
Yeah,
almost like if you're not like if you've got a job and you haven't got a hobby that you're going to make into like a side business and a side hustle, you're like failing in some way. And I feel like
yeah,
we
yeah,
have such pressure in society now around like being successful, as you say, that being a leader, being an entrepreneur, but actually that isn't the goal for everybody.
yeah,
And
exactly.
not kind of being very like dismissive of people whose goals that isn't. So if you
Yeah,
say if someone wants to, I don't know, maybe someone wants to focus on growing their family, right? Being very family focused, not worried about making money on the side, having a decent salary, enough to make sure they live comfortably, but maybe focus on like, that's perfectly fine, right? That's that person's choice. And just because they haven't got a side YouTube channel, or they haven't got a side jewelry business, something like that, that doesn't mean they're like
yeah, yeah.
failing in life or being
I know,
lazy.
you know.
But I think, yeah, like we just live in a world today where like um I don't know, I think maybe it's society or maybe it's social media or whatever. It
Yeah, yeah,
just
definitely.
it kind of like um gives you this feeling that if you're not doing like extra stuff, you're almost like either being lazy or you're kind of failing,
Yeah,
uh
exactly.
which is which I think is quite destructive, because I don't think that is the case.
Yeah,
Not for
like
1 second do I think that is the case.
so so it's this new age of like they call it hustle porn, don't they? Of
Yeah,
where people have to like constantly grind and it can be detrimental to you. Like I've been speaking to friends.
and they told me that they're burnt out. Like there's like people like studying still, and they're saying, oh, they're burnt out. Like they're trying to do too much,
yeah,
and it's like that's where things start to go wrong because
yeah,
yeah, there's a difference between like discipline and hard work, and really you should be like not working hard but working smart
yeah,
because Homo sapiens like literally means wise man, and I think learning how to balance because you need to go like extreme and you need to go like really down to like really understand the balance. Like you need to go to both extremes of doing everything you can and doing nothing. Really find like your balance and what's comfortable for you, but also keep on striving and pushing yourself to better yourself, not to outwork yourself or to
yeah,
tire yourself out. Um, yeah, so back to like the main point of how to keep that discipline. It's just about like most of your days, but not to a point where it's inflicting tiredness and pain. And yeah, at the end of the day, you should be tired. Like if you're not tired at the end of the day, then kind of like what did you do in your day? And it's also good for your mental and your sanity to keep
yeah,
doing things. And that's why like a lot of people have probably gone insane during lockdown because not really had anything to do or they've had a job before that kept them distracted
yeah,
from what they wanted to do.
yeah. That's true.
Um,
That's true.
but
Like, on a
yeah, we've got
slight
that like tangents here.
Yeah. No, well, I was just gonna switch it up onto a lighter note in terms of. So I know I
Yeah,
asked you what's been keeping you sane in quarantine, um,
yeah,
but one thing I guess is keeping me sane, just because it's giving me something new to explore, um, is TikTok, and
100%.
I have I have fully jumped on the bandwagon during quarantine. Like I hadn't used the I've obviously heard of the app before,
Yeah,
but I had never like I'd never I kind of obviously downloaded the app, made an account, all that kind of stuff, and started scrolling through my For You page. Um, and then now, like, what is it, like 5 weeks later, I am like, if you look at my screen time, like TikTok is the number one is the number one app on my screen time. And I feel like I'm definitely not the only one in that boat. I think lots and lots of more people have started viewing TikTok, creating videos on TikTok.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's crazy. I wonder how the app will evolve once we get out of lockdown. Because obviously at the moment everyone's in lockdown, so everyone's at home. They're making content. People are spending loads of hours on the app and stuff like that. But I wonder when we go back to like normal life, where
normality.
everyone's
Yeah.
what happens to something like TikTok? Do people still continue
Well,
to use it? I don't know.
well, it's funny because before lockdown, I was a TikTok user. I saw this and I was like, I need to get on it. I need to
Yeah.
get on it. So, in fact, let's have a look now. So right now, currently, I am on 3,025 followers.
Oi,
So
joys.
yeah,
That's
so
sick.
It's there, and I remember putting out a video. Here it is. It was 17th of January, and it was a video about telling all my friends to download TikTok, and them saying, "What is it? Only kids use it," and I won't post anything. And it's funny how now that has become reality of pretty much everyone having it. Like it's got now like 2 billion downloads. People are making like funny videos. Like it's actually allowed people to become more creative, and I'm sure many people have found, oh, you know what, they're pretty good at this, or they're pretty good at dancing, or they're pretty good at lip syncing. And I think TikTok is one of them platforms where it doesn't make you just, well, there's two sides of it. There's the people that use it to create content, and there's the people that use it to consume content. So if we look at people that create the content, it's actually made them more active. It's not just like a tweet or a Facebook post or an Instagram post. It's them maybe dancing. It's them being creative with like a sound on TikTok.
For you page.
And the For You page. That's what I was saying. I was talking about the algorithm of TikTok, and I don't know how they do it. I don't know who does it. I don't know who programs it. Probably artificial intelligence at this point. But it's incredible.
It's madness, isn't it?
You'll be feeling an emotion, whether happy, sadness, heartbroken, like whatever you'll be feeling, and you just keep liking the posts that are for you and the ones that you like, and it will just kind of zoom your emotion and deliver videos for that emotion. Like it's actually incredible, and everyone's For You page is different, and I just think that enables creators to be only popular, but to be more creative.
I find though that, and this is sometimes weird, like people that I'm following, they also come up on my For You page, but videos come up on my For You page that don't come up on my following page. It's very weird. Like, as you said, right, I think the algorithms behind it are very clever. Sometimes I think almost they're too clever, and you get like, it's like what? Like, it's like I'm following that person, so don't put it in my For You page. Put it in my following page, because that's where I want to see it. But yeah, like I think the whole idea of it is so cool though, because whereas you've got things like YouTube and Instagram, where everything is edited, everything is like very perfect, whereas still to this day, even the biggest TikTokers, sorry, like your Addisons and all that people, they still are in their room using their phone with a ring light. And I think that like real raw, I feel like that kind of raw feeling is what people kind of relate to. Whereas you go on Instagram, it's everyone having professional photos taken and who's have tons of editing done, and I feel like kind of gets rid of some of the like human element of it. Whereas TikTok is still like your brother's holding the camera, or you're improvising and balancing your phone on something. Like I think that's the bit that the bit that I think is really good about TikTok. And that was what was really good about Vine as well, when Vine was back out, way back when. But which is why I think, I don't know what TikTok will do, but I think they could end up in a similar position as to like what Vine ended up in, where you'll get, like, you also see, right, you also see, loads of TikTokers like also have YouTube channels where they do vlogs and stuff like that, because I think they know that TikTok isn't necessarily like a long-term thing. I think it's popping off right now.
No, definitely.
I think it's popping off right now, and it's got lots of eyeballs on it and stuff like that. But I think over the long term, they will maybe transition to becoming more like YouTube creators, unless things change on TikTok and they start allowing longer forms of content and stuff like this. But I feel like TikTok. When IGTV first came out, and like everyone was like, what's IGTV? No one's going to watch vertical video, all this type of stuff. I feel like if they had if IGTV was basically TikTok, IG would be the biggest app in the world by no question.
Oh wow, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and like going on what you said about TikTokers or like Viners back in the day transforming onto different platforms. Well, firstly, you have to do that to like diversify your content. So you could shoot one piece of content, but it's how you manipulate that content to fit the social media platform that you're on. So YouTube will be like the longer form content. Then you can trim it down to like IGTV or like just an Instagram video, and then you trim it down even more and make it like a TikTok. And if you see, like back in the day when Viners did become YouTubers, take Logan Paul for example, like one of the most popular, controversial Viners, YouTubers and stuff. He went from Vine and directly into YouTube and just dominated the whole platform. So I think that's what's trying to be like replicated with these TikTokers right now. And like back when you were mentioning about how it's just like on a ring light on their phone and stuff, it gives that like familiarity perspective of things now. Because if you look at YouTubers, they'll have like the high performance cameras, like MKBHD uses like the red cameras, like super quality 4K 8K. So bringing it back to TikTok, it gives that human element, and everyone can get involved, from like Karen down the road to like,
hey, big up Karen, big up Karen.
Do you know what I mean? We love Karen.
But I think that's that's a really good point you make. I think like anyone can jump on TikTok, watch a dance tutorial, do the dance, record it or whatever, and load it up, and then like you got your first TikTok video and it will get quite a lot of views and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. Like I think as you say, as people can just pick it up, it's not super complicated. You don't need to have like thousands of pounds of equipment and stuff like this. It's really basic and raw. But I think the difference, the thing that the TikTokers will find hard to move over to YouTube is that they are often like, I'm going to take Addison Rae as an example. I think her TikTok channel is great, right? But all of them are either her dancing or her doing some sort of like thing with her brother or her mum or whatever, right? And you can kind of get a sense of personality just from that. But because they're not talking, because they're not like interacting with the camera, like this video, right? Someone will probably learn a load about me and you just watching this video, because it's it's talking about us. You kind of understand our opinions and thoughts and things like that, and that's what people follow. Whereas at the moment, people are following people like Addison because she's 19, she's hot, and she can dance really well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I think. So girls especially, they should rinse TikTok.
Man, they pop off, man. Rinse TikTok. There's a big bias there.
Not to gain followers. Well, like basically, if I was a girl, this would be my plan: make TikTok videos. And you do, for this situation, this example, have to be an attractive girl. You make TikToks. You do the little 15-second dances, 10-second dances. You gain thousands of followers, right? Those followers are definitely going to go onto your Instagram, 100%. Right? That transfer of followers, that's what you want, right there. That Instagram is going to create familiarity, loyalty, and they start a YouTube. That YouTube and gets 1,000+ subscribers, 4,000 hours of footage. Then your channel becomes monetized, and just do that. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you'll be like, then you'll be able to live off the YouTube money and get the ads and the promos, and probably take your career further in the social media game if you wanted it to.
So all we got to do is learn how to throw it back, and then we're done. If we learn to do that, then we're sorted. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I think it's been, I guess, a good thing and a bad thing, because it has, given new people a platform and stuff. But on that type of stuff, in terms of what's keeping you company, have you? I've found, and I don't know whether you found this as well, but I found it really difficult to find new music during quarantine. I feel like I feel like artists are maybe not releasing music or albums or things like that because of quarantine, and people not going out and all that type of stuff. But I kind of think that, I don't know, maybe it is a good time to release music because everyone's at home. People are, can listen to whole albums 100%. On the background. What do you think on that?
Yeah, so I think, well, first of all, what music platform streaming service do you use?
Apple Music for the win. I'm all in on Apple.
and and I think that's why you have that perspective, because there's something about
Right.
Spotify and it's, I don't know, this algorithm, how it suggests music, like the recommended, what you've played. Because I used to be like Apple Music, like for the
Yeah.
win, and then I was like, okay, let me try out Spotify, because I saw this like student deal, £5 for 99 a month, and plus Headspace as well. Because we'll get onto that, like meditation and stuff. But it was like a joint subscription, and you just pay £5 a month. So I was like, okay, let me try it out. So I got on Spotify, and I was like, this is ugly. Yeah, this is absolutely ugly. Then saw how it interacts with my Apple Watch. And then I got interested, because you're able to not only see your music, but see the playlist, see the podcasts that you like have subscribed to. And that made that so much more like the continuation of it, like the continuity. But then, because then I can control my music on my MacBook from my watch, and like the AirPods and all of these things that just fit into it well. The only thing is that if I don't have my phone, I got the 4G watch, like the mobile data, so I can like stream music and stuff. So Spotify doesn't work when it's on its own, but with a compatible device, yeah, like 100%. And like going back to the main thing, Spotify allows you to find the new music. So actually, what's being giving me company musically is French music.
French music.
Right?
Okay.
So I don't know what it is.
French hip hop bangs though. French hip hop bangs.
Yeah,
oh my god, it's so good.
So there's like a few songs, and I don't know whether it's just like it is definitely just the French voice and like the accent and stuff. I have no idea what they're saying. I just know it's a banger in my head. It's absolute banger. So French music, and also who I think is a very good artist, who is able to be relatable and get pretty much the whole of the world on their back, is Drake.
My guy. From the Six.
He came, well, I don't know, like, so was it a TikTok account or dancers or a dancer that was called Tusi? And then Drake gave him a song and told him to come up with an idea. But Drake can make things so relatable. That was
I didn't
cool.
know that.
TikTok song. Yeah. So I think it was a dancer. Don't like quote me on this. I think he made a song that was obviously relatable to TikTok, and give it to a dancer. Told me, what can you come up with? Dancer sent him back a video of this left foot up,
right foot
slide, and all of this stuff. And that's when he done it on the video. His new house, which is
can we just talk about the house for 1 second, right? That house is so mad. Oh my days! Like I want to move to Toronto. Right? I'll make no secret of it. And I'm like that house. I'm gonna move for that house. Like it's like
100%.
I don't even know how you would. Like you obviously have to get people to design the type of house like that and put stuff in it. I wouldn't even know where to start. Like it's so big. It's crazy.
Man. So the person that designed it, or the architect of it, I think his name is. I recently subscribed to him. I think it's like various. I don't know. Let me let's have a quick look. Drake's architect. Yeah, Ferris Rafuli. Foley? Yeah. But he's got a YouTube account, and it shows like basically the making of his house, and it's incredible. And I think compared to like other places in the world, that house isn't as expensive as if it would be in like London, or definitely London, but like LA or places like that.
Yeah.
And as it's, I think it was like only like 100 million or something. You say only 100 million, but that house is incredible. Like full on basketball court, swimming pool. But yeah, so going back to that, like music, then Drake comes out with was it Dark Demo tape?
I don't even know what it's called. It's that mixtape, isn't it? Let's find the name of it.
Yeah, it's a new mixtape. What's it called? Dark Lane Demo Tape.
Yeah, that's the one. Dark Lane Demo Tapes.
This guy makes the most relatable music, and you can. He obviously does it on
Yeah, of
purpose.
course. He knows what
that
everyone's feeling and going
you can
through and
relate.
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like he says in one of his songs, like not in this mixtape, he says, "Oh, like made money off his feelings or something
Yeah.
or other," and it's like, yeah, how that's how you be relatable.
Definitely.
That's and because a person that I've been listening to during
Yeah.
lockdown. Of just like the relatability of everything
Yeah.
he says, to be honest, but also new music, right?
Yeah, it's always good.
Like,
Well, speaking of new music, what are your thoughts on
TikTok music. Can
No,
we go on to
I
that?
don't even want to talk. Like, I have a whole playlist on my phone now, which is just TikTok music, and anytime I'm in the car, I'm like, right, crank it up. Let me get out my dances. Let me do all my dances in the car whilst I'm driving. But just on that note of new music, I want to get your thoughts on an album that I haven't heard yet, but came out the other day, and that is Nav. Good Intentions. I want to what are your thoughts on Nav? Because like for me, like I'm like, yo, he's repping for the brown guys, right? Like, you know, he's repping for the brown guys in that hip hop space. Like, there's no brown guys in that hip hop space, right? All brown people listen to that hip hop stuff, but he is literally the only one like that I know of that's like truly into that kind of like American hip hop scene. So on that sense, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna support this guy because, you know, he's repping it for the Asians, right? But then on the other hand, he's just like one of them Asian boys who's like trying to fit in with the black people. And sometimes I watch it and I'm like, oh, it's so cringe, knowing like what his parents are like and what his upbringing must have been like. I'm like, bro, he grew up in a similar household probably to me, and now he's out here like chatting about, you know, like fucking hoes and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, like, calm down, man. Like, come on, mate, you're gonna go home and get told off by your mum for saying crap like that. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Nav?
So Nav, I think I first heard him on a song called Some Way, but only because The Weeknd was on there. Like if The Weeknd's on a song, I'm listening to it. If Frank Ocean's on a song, I'm listening to it. If Drake's on a song, I'm listening to it. Jay-Z, J. Cole, right? I only listen to that song because of The Weeknd. Now Nav, he makes a good I think like a feature.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a feature artist.
So you got it needs to be Nav and someone. Nav and The Weeknd. Nav or Travis Scott. I don't think he's quite grasped. I've not listened to his new music.
I've never listened to a solo single that doesn't have a feature.
Yeah, exactly. And like I can listen, for example, I can listen to Jay-Z by himself, Kanye West by himself, J. Cole by himself, The Weeknd by himself. They're the types of people I listen to. Nav, I think, still needs to find his niche.
Yeah.
I think it's very similar to everyone. And I think, like I definitely want to listen to this music. What I do, I wait for the hype to die down because I don't want my opinion on the album or the music to be influenced by the hype that's behind it.
Yeah, fair point.
Like I for example, I didn't listen to Drake's music straight away. I didn't listen to Watch the Throne straight away. I didn't listen to new Kanye West albums straight away.
Yeah.
It does take a little bit of discipline to not listen to them because you want to wait for like Complex to hype down a little bit, Hype Beast to like hype down a little bit, and then you want to like actually enjoy the music because then you see it if the music has longevity to it or not. Do you know what I mean? Like Watch the Throne, when was that put out? Like 2010 maybe.
It was around there, wasn't it?
And I can still play that from start to finish with no skips. That's the type of music I want to listen to. That's the type of music I want to carry forward. Like actually give streams to. Do you know what I mean? Well deserved streams. Yeah, but Nav, I think.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like he's definitely a feature artist. But the thing is, I might cause some beef by saying this, but I don't think anyone cares what I really say. But I think like someone like French Montana's like that as well. Like he's made a couple of bangers, but I feel like he's more of a feature artist as well.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. Like Pop That, and these are just songs that come to mind, like Pop
yeah,
That, Unforgettable.
yeah.
What else? Do you know what I mean? Like, what else? Like, what songs are you
The
actually
only
playing of
the
French
only French Montana
Montanas?
song that I bang all the time is Shot Caller, because that's just
Okay,
boy. I know that I think the beat on that is from something else anyway, but it's just so it's just so
okay,
catchy. I
yeah.
love it. Um, but yeah.
I think he recently stated that he was as good as Drake,
Oh yeah,
or
he was
like
trying to beef someone, wasn't he? Who was he trying to
just
beef?
something like that.
Um,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Totally
I forgot.
forgot.
But I feel like in quarantine, I don't know whether you've seen all of these like rappers trying to beef each other, like about saying, my music's better than
Yeah,
others, and like,
100%.
people like Young Thug and all that getting involved. I'm like, yo, get lost, man. Like, even
Yeah.
people like French
Just for the
Montana.
views,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. But actually, just on that point, then,
I
on that
mean,
point, then, what are your
yeah.
thoughts on the Mexican Rainbow Man, Mr. 6ix9ine?
Oh my days. So I never really listened to his music apart from I think it's like ZC, Kiki, and all these ones that are like just two letters repeated after themselves. Um, I think they make probably like good club bangers. I wouldn't really like solely listen to his
Yeah,
music. If it comes on like I don't know, Rap Caviar or yeah, like all these like hip hop
yeah.
playlists, then fair enough, I'll give a listen. But the whole thing of him snitching, and I was listening to his like IG live about. By the way, can we just appreciate that he had 2 million people on the
So
IG
mad.
live?
Two
He had a
mil.
he had a country.
2 mil
He had a country
concurrent
listening to
people on an not even like a Twitch stream
it.
or anything,
Working.
an IG live that he was literally just shooting with the front camera on his phone. That is so mad.
That's crazy. Yeah, we're just going to show like the reachability of people nowadays.
Boy, that's
But
mad.
yeah, like his I think so he snitched,
Yes,
but he snitched on people that were doing him wrong.
yes.
So
That's
that
his
snitch.
story. That's
Do you
his
know what I
story
mean?
there.
Like, yeah, that's his story
Yeah.
definitely. I think the good old Rainbow Man. I think, uh, I just have no
I
words
don't know.
for this
It's
guy.
hype
To be
music, isn't it?
honest.
Like it's hype music, and I think
Yeah,
it
100%,
serves that. I
100%.
think it serves that purpose perfectly well. I think as hype music
Yeah,
is
yeah,
great.
yeah,
As anything else, meh. But you know what? Like if you want to get hyped and you want to like bang your head and just like it's sick for that. It's sick for that. But for anything
yeah,
else,
yeah,
I think
100%.
there are much better artists around to listen to. But yeah, that's interesting, man. I felt like yeah, I think we come back to the kind of question I had originally, which was like, do you think artists are not releasing new music, or is it just I'm not finding it during quarantine, or like because
Yeah,
I think some people are not releasing music and are pushing back days, are pushing back like album release dates and things like that. Um,
100%.
but I can understand why. But at the same time, I think what, like now's a good time to um uh, to release
So,
music.
I think if I just quickly think about this, so I think so when you listen to music, it's the car, it's whilst traveling, it's with friends. Now, I think people who want their music to be appreciated are holding back on the album
Yeah,
releases because then it allows people or couple like friends to listen to it. It allows like interaction between human to human to listen, whether it be at a club
mhm,
or just chilling with friends or in a car on a road
yeah.
trip. Now, I think people that are releasing music now during quarantine are doing it because they have time to do it. Like these new artists that maybe have like 1,000 streams on
Yeah,
Spotify, like these new up and coming artists who want their name to be heard because they see that people are at home. They're most likely going to listen to something new because they're bored, and that's why they will try something new, like listening to French music, for example, and TikTok
yeah.
songs. like, and I think, yeah, so I think maybe people like the big artists, maybe I think Drake's probably holding back. Who
Yeah, but
else is
now's
set
the
to
time they're
release?
probably recording and just going hard on
100%.
like recording, producing music, just getting albums.
Yeah.
I think Drake's
Being
already
as
said, right? An
creative as
album's coming out in the
possible.
summer. Um, So like
Yeah.
they're just gonna go hard on recording whilst no one's doing anything, and then we'll just get, hopefully, fingers crossed, we just get a huge library of music after that.
Oh, I
But
can't
it's gonna
wait.
be
I
sick,
cannot
and
wait.
it will be sick.
Concerts and
Yeah, well,
the wireless.
we don't know when tours will restart, right? Like that's another thing. They've talked about, obviously we talked about sporting events not maybe happening, crowds and
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
the same thing's going to apply to concerts as well, right? And I don't think we'll be seeing any music concerts this year.
Well, no, I saw like Marshmello come out with he's gonna do like a concert, but he's gonna provide like these overhead masks and this type of look to it. So if you see, maybe there's like a bit of PPE during concert
Maybe,
time,
but like you would rather the PPE go to the doctors, right, than to people going to a festival, right?
100%,
So,
100%. Yeah,
but
yeah.
like so that's another interesting point. I guess we don't want to touch too much on the whole COVID
COVID
situation. It's a bit of a,
oh, hell no,
lots of
man.
people are covering that,
No,
and
no.
it's a very doom and gloom. But I guess a question for you, Shamu, is I think one thing that people are missing a lot in quarantine are like other people.
Yeah.
So whether it be
Right.
family members, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriends, whether it be friends or whatever. But like, what are you? And I think everyone accepts that people are, everyone's missing other people, right? Missing that human connection, stuff like
No,
that.
of course.
But like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff are you missing? Like, I know my answer to this question, but I want to know yours. Like, what else are you missing? What else are you missing? What are you missing not having?
Man. Yeah, so you obviously said about the human interaction and other people and stuff. So I think besides that, it's got to be hobby type
Yeah.
of thing. So like ice skating, go karting.
Okay.
Haven't really been playing much basketball at the moment
Yeah.
either. So I think those types of things I've been missing.
Okay.
Because they need to be open, frankly. Like if they're not open, then you can't do it, really.
Yeah. No, I agree. For me, it's barbers. For me, it's
yeah,
barbers, 100%.
Oh my, okay, yeah. Video. If you're watching this on video, I've got like little horns
I
coming out
don't
of my
even
ears.
like. It's horrible. It's horrible. Anyone who
Yeah, but a
lives
lot
with
of
a
people
barber,
said
anyone.
longer hair suits me. So.
I don't know, man. I feel like grooming, both male and female, is one of those things that maybe everyone didn't appreciate as much until we're all under lockdown.
And now they're definitely gonna.
It's crazy, man. Like it's crazy how.
Man, you're gonna look at your barber differently when you go back.
I don't even want to think about the queues of people waiting outside the barbershop when they open.
Oh hell no! Oh,
it's gonna be
that's so
chaos.
True. That's so true.
It's gonna be absolute chaos.
That is actually so true. Because people are gonna do the same. Like people are gonna have the same thought as us. Like, oh, let's leave off for a little bit. But then some people are gonna be like, oh, let's get haircut straight away. So it's just gonna be like this month or two of just people just going constantly to the barbers. Yeah. But they're gonna cash in.
Oh, mate. But the thing is,
like these barbers, man, they gotta put their money under their bed.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, right, like you're gonna go, I don't know, let's say, so quarantine started in March and let's say it ends in July, right? In that time, you might have had like 4 haircuts. You're not gonna have 4 haircuts in July, right? So they're still losing a ton load of money.
True.
So say, I don't know, say for example, you had a haircut every month, right? It's like they're still, they're not going to charge you 80 quid for one haircut, right? Whereas they normally charge you 20 quid, right? So, but I do.
Well, you never know.
100%, they will. 100% they will.
Yeah. So
100%.
I used to get a haircut every week.
Jeez.
So not having a haircut for now, like I don't know how long it's been. 8 weeks now, 7 weeks. It's been. I've been saving.
Yeah, you're gonna need to use all your savings just for a haircut. But have you noticed how? Have you noticed how also loads of things on Amazon and stuff like that have all shot up in price? That things that people, people 100%. That you can do at home, like even things like flour, right, for baking stuff, and really simple things like webcams. Yo, have fun trying to find a webcam on Amazon that's not like stupidly priced. Everything's just skyrocketed in price because everyone's.
It's the whole supply and demand thing.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And Amazon wanted to rinse everyone for their money.
Man. And people are paying it though. I'm sure people are paying it.
Yeah, of course.
But well, let's kind of wrap it up a little bit now because we have been going for a little while. And I guess one question that I'll let you answer and then I'll have a go at answering it as well is there might be some people watching this that just feeling a bit down with quarantine. Obviously, we've been going on for a little while now,
Yeah.
and like it is difficult. And I've been through the ups and downs during quarantine as well, where you feel a bit like you either feel lonely or you just feel a bit crap. Like what, if any, advice would you give to people maybe watching this who, just feeling a bit lonely or down or whatever?
So, first of all, acceptance of it.
Okay.
First of all, you're going to need to accept that you are going to feel this way, and doing something about it. Okay, so for example, talking to different friends that you may have not really spoken to as much before when you were busy with work or family or friends, etc. But actually being like, you could say like reunion, but we've been talking like here and there, not as often as now, but a couple friends from like I've had for like since year 7, so like 10 plus years ago, and I think that's incredible of just how we're able to still have this like the same conversations and more like intellectual conversations. So I think reaching out to people, you might think, oh no, the person's not reaching out to me, that means they don't want to talk to me. But if you think about it, if everyone has that mentality, no one's going to talk to
you're
anyone.
right.
So you kind of need to be the person to put your front leg forward, take one step, and if they want to talk, they'll talk. If they don't, guess what? It's quarantine. There's nothing else to do, so that means they definitely do not want to talk to you. So
you know where you stand. You know where you stand, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're feeling lonely, I mean, also podcasts like this, for example. There's like other podcasts. If you look at like podcasts like Joe Rogan, they'll teach you things. Like a person called Jordan B. Peterson, he's really interesting. Like just consuming content, or if you're feeling lonely, then a good way to not feel lonely is be the person that creates content as well, and kind of interact with your followers more as well.
That's a fair point. I think from my side, I think similar to what you said, like remember what you can control and what you can't control. So there are and it's sometimes it's hard to accept, right? I struggle with this as well. There are certain things that we don't have control over. Like we don't have control over when things are going to get lifted, when we're going to be allowed to do things. So that kind of, as you mentioned, right, that acceptance of there's some things that are out of my control and will just happen. But I think one of the things that you can do, if you're feeling kind of down and low and stuff, is don't be afraid to, like, I know we've talked about exercise and that kind of stuff, but don't be afraid to, like, just relax, right? I think we
this doesn't need to be like a product.
Exactly. You don't need to come out of quarantine and everyone. But the thing is,
a different
exactly. But I think there's going to be a lot of pressure for people to have done that. So you're going to get out, and people are like, well, what did you do in quarantine then? And it's like, well,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yes, some people it's like, well, I gained 10,000 followers on TikTok in quarantine. How many did you get? It's like, bro, like that's not important, man. That's not. So 2 technical outages in one video. You know how we do recording. Amateur recording, but I think anyway, just what I think we were closing up anyway. I think what I was kind of just saying was that don't be afraid to relax. Basically, is all I was saying. We never know where we may get this time again. We probably won't. Hopefully, we don't. But just don't be afraid to relax, man. Chill out. Don't try and work your ass off and do something.
I think there's a lot of, especially with social media, there's a lot of pressure to become something or to learn something or like a new skill and stuff. Like I tried to learn coding, but you just realize some things aren't for you.
Yeah,
it's like that acceptance.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. But cool. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Let us know if you enjoyed this quarantine diary, and if you want us to do another ones. Obviously, I'm going to shout out my channel, and I'll let Shamir shout out his channel. But if you guys don't already know,
so we've got
go on
at Shamirkp, Instagram, Twitter, at Shamirkp1, TikTok.
There we go.
Shamirkp on YouTube. There we go. You know the drill.
You know the drill. For me, it's the same. Kieran_Pan1 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And Kieran Panchal on YouTube. You know the deal. If you don't follow and subscribe us already, go check us out, man. We're out here both creating content making fun stuff.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, give us thumbs up, man. We're having a good time creating content. Hope you guys enjoy watching it and consuming it too. And let us know, man, if you want us to do other stuff together or you want us to do stuff separately
Definitely
or whatever.
do one more of these.
Yeah, then definitely let us know. We're down for stuff like this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe to both our channels. This video will be going on both our channels. But yeah, thank you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's